Okay, online students, can you see the PowerPoint slides?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, now please pay attention, those who are in the class and those who are in the online class. And this is the last chapter in the syllabus. Okay, chapter number 18. So I hope by this time which elements of retail mix we have completed and which one is remaining. Okay, so who can answer? Which retail mix element is remaining? Okay, that's great. Online students, can you see the PowerPoint slide or simply saying yes?
It's
Yes, sir.
visible,
Visible,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Which one is remaining among these 6 elements?
Customer service, sir.
Okay, very good, Nanda. So we have completed the learning of merchandise assortment, location, pricing, communication mix, and store design and display of retailers. Okay, and since you should know that retail sector falls under retail industry falls under service sector. Okay, you are aware about these 3 sectors: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Which is primary sector? Agriculture. Secondary sector? Industries or manufacturing units. Tertiary sector is services.
Service sector.
So retailing falls under services. Okay. So customer service is an integral part of retail mix elements, and try to understand that when a store is opened, okay, it's not only because of the new customers but because of the repeat visits of the existing customers, a store's sales revenues increase. So it is required that the store should provide services in such a way, okay, which should satisfy the customers so that they can keep coming repeatedly. So if there are no repeat visits, the store will not be able to sustain, because every day you cannot get new customers. Okay. So with this background, let us move on to the last element of retail mix, customer service. Okay. So chapter 18 deals with, it's not 5 actually, there is a small error, retail mix 6 cities. Okay, customer service. Chapter number 18, okay, deals with customer service element of retail mix. So first let us simply define customer service. Customer service is a set of activities and programs. Okay, so it is not as simple as the way we learn. Okay, so even if you consider as a home delivery or door delivery, there are a set of activities involved in making the order delivered at home. So customer service is a set of activities and programs undertaken by retailers to make the shopping experience more rewarding for their customers. Okay, so I keep giving you example of the Kirana store at which we purchase groceries, okay, food and grocery products monthly. Okay, so if you look at the services of this Kirana store, though it is unorganized, we are learning, okay, organized retailers, but yet this Kirana store has gone one step ahead, okay, and his services and retail mix is far better than, okay, the supermarkets of organized retailers. Okay, so a couple of services which I would like to, okay, explain is, one is credit and door delivery. Okay, so most of his customers are permanent customers as well, they go on making repeated visits. So we give a list of food and grocery to him, okay, and imagine, okay, they are actually not from Karnataka, they cannot read and write, but they have practiced, only by way of practice they have learned to read Kannada. Okay, they can recognize the letters and read this way. Okay, so they can read Kannada and they prepare a list, they pack them all in one pack, and on a scooter they deliver the products to home, free home delivery it is. So on every purchase 5% discount is assured. It's EDLP, everyday low pricing. He does not know what is EDLP actually, but he provides 5% discount on, okay, all the merchandise. Second, free home delivery. Okay, to the first floor he climbs up and he delivers the merchandise. He doesn't leave it in the ground floor. Then third is, then we compare the actual goods delivered with the list. Okay, we also check that to verify the total once again, and then later we go and pay the cash. So it takes about 2 to 3 days. So you may consider those 2 to 3 days as credit period. So this is what exactly I am talking. Okay. So individual experience. So any of you want to share any unique experiences? Not necessarily organized retailer. Any experience related to customer service. Bad also, funny also you can share. Any bad experience you had, any funny experience you had? Anybody in the classroom? Online students? You don't recall? Share one something. Funny, bad, good, anything is okay. Just an experience. Yes. You are sharing? Speak loudly. I will repeat it for online students. Okay, Nikita wants to share a customer service experience. Yes. Okay, Sharon will share. Yes. Yeah, classroom students maintain silence. Yes. Okay. Rat 8. Okay. Damaged product. Good. So yeah. So Sharon says they brought a rava packet and which was eaten by a rat during the night, right? Okay. Then he took back the packet to the store and he replaced it. Okay, and he kept the goods under damaged packages. So Sharon says this is the service of the store from where they buy. So he has remained loyal. Online students, you heard it?
Yes, sir.
See, exchange or replacement is also one of the customer services. Any other experience? Funny? Yes, Nikita will now share. Yes. Gas agency. Which company? Bharat Gas Agency. Okay. What? Bandhani. Okay. That's right. Okay. So there is a very funny experience here shared by Nikita. Okay, so in their gas agency, pay attention. Angry customer walked in. Okay, he said his complaint was he had booked LPG gas cylinder 15 days earlier, but the delivery was not yet made. Then he continued to scream and shout. Okay, then the owner of the gas agency came. Again he continued to scream and shout, and all of a sudden he started removing his dhoti. Okay. So otherwise, if you deliver me the gas right now, or I will remove dhoti. Okay. So this okay. See this kind of blackmail where you have seen. Can you recall? This kind of, there is a movie scene. It became popular actually. Hindi movie. It is called Gandhi Giri. In which movie it was there? Lage Raho Munna Bhai. Munna Bhai MBBS Part 2 sequel. It is not Part 2 sequel. It is called as Lage Raho Munna Bhai. Okay. Okay then. So that was some quite funny experience. Okay. Now everybody pay attention. So who provides? See, first we understood what is a customer service. Don't write this example in examination. Okay, because no, it has happened in the previous semesters. Okay. So after learning what is customer service, let us understand who provides customer service. Services are provided by store employees. Customers are provided by call center employees. Okay, services are also offered by website of the retailer. Say for example Amazon and Flipkart. How you put your exchange or replacement? Online only, in the website, through the website, or refund of the purchase again online only, right? Then design of the store. We shall learn that how later. So it is important to know what is the customer service in the retail context and who provides customer service. So after that, okay, let us consider a list of services offered by retailers. There are many more. I have picked a few. These are the services offered by retailers: acceptance of credit card or debit cards, alterations of merchandise. Jeans you buy, you give for length, reducing the length, that is alteration. Child care, credit facility, home delivery, display of merchandise is also a service, remember. Then dressing rooms, extended store hours, facilities for shoppers of special needs. Okay, means physically challenged people. Okay, so there should be provision for them to go to the first and second floor. Okay, without stairs. So this one, such kind we have considered it in Big Bazaar Hubballi, right? Then gift wrapping is a service, parking is a service, personal assistance in selecting merchandise. Sometimes they may say, okay, so on this trouser, this color of a shirt will match. You can recall. Then repair services, if any, and restrooms. So some of the services offered by retailers. Okay, so online students, are you able to listen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see three important aspects. What is a service? Set of activities and programs undertaken by retailers to make the shopping experience more rewarding for their customers, so that customers can make repeat visits. Second aspect, who provides services? Basically in store employees provide services. Then third, types of services or some examples or list of services offered by retailers. So if this part is clear, then remaining part may be more easy to understand. Any doubts so far? Anybody in the class? No? Online students, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now related to customer service, okay, we are going to learn a concept on which the whole chapter discussion goes on. It's called service gap. See, if the customer is not satisfied, the customer will not make repeat visit. And if majority of the customers are dissatisfied, majority of them will not make repeat visits. And what we had learned so far is that store revenues improve only because of repeat visits made by the regular customers. Then why customers might be dissatisfied? Customers might get dissatisfied if there is a service gap. Customers are dissatisfied generally if there exists a service gap. So let us first consider what is a service gap. I hope, okay, I am explaining in the proper sequence. When the customer's perception of service delivered by a retailer fails to meet the customer expectations, the service gap results. Okay, very simple examples I'll give. You might see a promotion or a trailer of a movie, get attracted, go to the cinema and may get disappointed. It happens very quite common. You might have heard about a restaurant. You go to the restaurant for a lunch or dinner and you might find the food is not good. So we call it service gap. When customers' perception of service delivered by a retailer fails to meet the customer expectation. So most of the times when customer we buy with some expectation. So when that expectation is not met, we say we are dissatisfied or a service gap results. Okay. Any doubts here? What is a service? This concept is also very important. Now next what we are going to learn is only a model, gaps model. What is a service gap? Any example you would like to share now, online students? You purchased something at a retail store or you went to a restaurant, cinema with some expectations, but your expectation was not met. You are dissatisfied. Something like that. It happens with movies most frequently. Clothing, online especially. Because in store we can touch, feel the fabric, wear and try and buy. Same. Okay. Online shopping with respect to apparels, many a times it happens, yes. Then restaurants also, taste, okay, may change. Service, car service, two-wheeler service, okay, or especially repair services. Many a times I find, okay, people dissatisfied with the quality of the repair services. Yes, that happens. Okay. Then the exhibit in next slide illustrates 4 gaps that contribute to the service gap. How this overall service gap is created? Because of the 4 individual gaps. So this model is referred to as gaps model. Okay, so it will be difficult to answer for 10 marks, but depending on the time, if your handwriting is faster, you can draw the figure, or you can simply go ahead and explaining the 4 gaps and the strategies. Okay, depends on you. So drawing the model is not mandatory as it consumes more time. But if your handwriting is really fast, you can go ahead for the figure also. So gaps model for improving retail customer service quality. Okay. So how a retailer can improve service quality? Because the objective of improving service quality is to increase the number of satisfied customers and increase the repeat visits made by these customers. So this gaps model helps analyze and understand the 4 service gaps, and it also recommends certain generic strategies to improve retail customer service quality. Okay, the first one is, okay, knowledge gap. I'll explain this later. Knowledge gap is the gap between, okay, from here it is not visible. Yeah, read it out. Yeah, the gap between customer expectations for service quality and management's perception of customer expectations. When there is a gap, this gap is called as knowledge gap. Means the retailer does not know what exactly the customer wants. Okay. Then standards. Second gap is standards gap. Okay, pay attention. So this is slightly confusing, standards gap. So the gap created between, okay, management's perception of customer expectations and standards specifying service to be delivered. The gap between this is referred to as standards gap. The third is the delivery gap, which is created between standards specifying services to be delivered and the actual service delivered. Okay, so you promised something but you have delivered something, or you failed to deliver. That exists delivery gap. Then the fourth gap is communication gap. Actual service delivered, the gap between actual service delivered and, okay, the retailer communications about the service quality. So what is the promise in the advertisement, okay, and what is actually delivered? We refer to that as communication gap. Okay, so we are going to learn each of these individual service gaps in person, okay, in detail, as well as we are going to learn the recommended strategies to help bridge the gap, okay, so that the customer service quality can improve. Okay, the first one is the knowledge gap. It reflects the difference between customers' expectations and the retailer's perception of those customer expectations. It shows that the retailer the retailer does not have sufficient knowledge about what the customer actually wants. Okay, so that is about knowledge gap. So how a retailer can fail here, why the gap can be created? A retailer might not be gathering, okay, information from the customers through surveys, then this gap is created. Retailer assumes something on its own. So knowledge gap reflects the difference between customers' expectations and the retailer's perception of those customer expectations. Okay. So one simple example, let us say Amazon and Flipkart if we consider. Okay. So what the customer wants? Early delivery, correct? Early delivery. Now if I put that in, if I quantify that, okay, if I quantify that, maybe a consumer will prefer a 2-day or 3-day delivery maximum. If I order today, day after tomorrow, the good should be delivered. Just imagine, okay, if this is the customer expectation, what is the standard delivery of Amazon? 5 to 7 days it is. What is the standard delivery? Normal we are talking, free. Normal delivery, standard delivery is 5 to 7 days. Okay, please pay attention. We don't know what is the average waiting expectation by the consumer end. Just I am taking an example, assuming that on an average the customers are ready to wait for maximum 2 to 3 days. We call it as customer expectations. And if an online retailer feels that the customers are ready to wait up to 7 days, if the retailer, an online retailer, assumes that the customers are ready to wait up to 7 days. So actually customers are willing to wait only for 2 to 3 days. But what the retailer is assuming, the customers are ready to wait to receive the delivery for 7 days. So a knowledge gap is created. Actually customers want the delivery at the end of 2nd or 3rd day, but retailer is assuming that the customer can wait up to 7 days. So a knowledge gap exists. Why it may happen? Maybe the retailer might have not conducted a proper survey of the target customers. So the gap can be closed by developing a better understanding of customer expectations and perceptions. So if the company has a regular system of taking a customer feedback, through such a customer feedback the retailer can learn that it's not 7 days for which customers are willing to wait. Customers are willing to wait only for 2 to 3 days. Okay. So how a retailer can know more about what customers want? Okay, because this gap can be filled only by way of knowing what customers want. So how a retailer can gather information about what customer wants? Gauging satisfaction with every transaction. See, in a brick and mortar format it is more difficult. You can imagine if you go to a hypermarket or a supermarket and every time you go they give you a feedback form. What will happen? Are you willing to fill? No. But there are some devices that are used. I remember in a more supermarkets, there was a customer feedback. That smiley 5-point scale. Customer satisfaction device was there. So depending on your level of satisfaction, you could rate it 1 to 5. Do you remember? So that is what we call gauging satisfaction with every transaction. But online, it is more easy because the moment you buy something or something is delivered to your home, a window pops up asking you to give feedback or rating. I hope you can recall. Other than that, customer panels and interviews also can be conducted by the retailer to find out what the customer wants. Then interacting with the customers on a regular basis. So by this way, so retailers can gather information about what customers want and try to reduce the knowledge gap. See, by this way does not mean that a retailer or a company can have 100% knowledge about what customer wants. But to a greater extent, the company can gather knowledge. 100% it is not possible. And to gather such information on what customers want, there are organizations or companies that offer information services. They gather information from the company customers. So a retailer can even outsource this job or activity to an outside company. Okay. So any questions here on the knowledge gap? Yes. Okay, see, even it is applicable, universally it is applicable, this knowledge gap. Say, even in a small setup it is more easy, but nobody puts efforts. Even in a MBA college when students walk in, is it so hard to gather information on what students want? Okay. Nowadays, even with Google form, in a minute you can do it. Then develop the program based on what students want. Okay, but what is the problem here? There will be some things will be standard, like related to academics and career. So students may also lie, right? Do you want to work after MBA? Though no, but they may write yes sir, yes sir. Okay, so that may mislead the overall results also. Okay, but anyway, it is anyway possible. Okay, you can always find out what the customer wants. In a small setup it is more easy. Okay, but in a large organization it is very difficult, but companies are putting effort to reduce this knowledge gap. Second gap is the standards gap. Please pay attention, students in the classroom, do not talk. The standards gap pertains to the difference between the retailer's knowledge of customer perceptions, what knowledge the retailer has about its customers, and expectations and the service standard it sets. Let us continue the same hypothetical online retailer example. Let us say originally the customers of online retail are willing to wait up to for 2 to 3 days only. Okay? Okay. So that is the first thing. Now let us say through a proper survey, okay, this online retailer comes to know that yes, the average waiting period of my target customers is only 3 days. But do you think for all online retailers it is possible for them to deliver within 3 days? It depends on the supply chain also, right from order processing, okay, till order dispatching, then warehousing, inventory, transportation, okay, supply chains are faster or slower, okay, and it is not possible for all retailers to deliver the goods within 3 days. So, due to the supply chain constraints, though the retailer is aware, in our hypothetical example, though the online retailer is aware that its customers are willing to wait only for 3 days, okay, but their standard delivery time is 5 to 7 days. This is due to the limitations arising out of the supply chain design. You cannot change it. So then what happens? A standards gap is created. Okay, the difference between the retailer's knowledge of customer perceptions, 3 days delivery gap, 3 days delivery, and expectations, the service standards it sets. Whereas customers are willing to wait only for 3 days, but this retailer is setting a standard delivery time of 5 to 7 days. Even if the retailer is aware, but why he is unable to deliver within 3 days? Due to supply chain design. You must know this much. By setting appropriate service standards and measuring service performance, retailers can close this gap. In my same hypothetical example, if this online retailer can able to improve the efficiency of its supply chain, and if the retailer is able to deliver within 3 days or even at least within 3 to 4 days, this standards gap can be reduced. Even if the standard delivery is 5 to 7 days, if due to some strategic decisions or due to some changes in the supply chain, if this retailer is able to deliver the goods within 3 to 5 days also, to that extent the standards gap can be reduced. So let us see how the standard gap can be reduced, okay, from the retailer end. Commit firms to provide high quality service. Say imagine in the example of an online retailer, okay, right from order processing till the home delivery of the goods, what are the different activities that are involved? Because we defined customer service as a set of activities. So home delivery is a customer service. I am talking about an online retailer. What are the activities involved? General activities. You name anyone. Packing. Then name. Use the proper word. Okay, that is the order processing, payment collection. How the goods will move from warehouse to customer? What you need? Transportation. Okay, please pay attention. Transportation. Okay. See, commit firms to provide high quality service means what here? Say if the customer expectation is 3 days waiting period and the online retailer can only deliver between 5 to 7 days. One among the supply chain decisions is the transportation. Okay, and transportation is generally outsourced. Transportation service is generally outsourced by a retailer from Bengaluru to Dharwad, let us say. Transportation is outsourced. These contracts are given on different routes. So, the transport company, you make the transport company commit to provide a high quality service. What is the high quality service in transportation? There are two aspects. How you measure quality of transportation service? One is condition of the goods delivered. They should be in good condition. Second is speed of delivery or timing of delivery. So, if the retailer can make the transport company commit to provide high quality service, to that extent this standards gap can be delivered, but it cannot be done alone by transportation. And define the role of service provider, be it warehousing, inventory management, order processing, packaging, shipping, transportation. Okay, define the role of service provider properly, who should do when and the standard time required to do it. Then set service goals. Say transportation is outsourced, you set transportation goals. So, the minimum time taken to deliver, you should keep it as a benchmark and measure the performance of the transport company, how many deliveries were made on time and how many deliveries were delayed, for example. Then measure service performance. Okay, so I will not discuss about mystery shopper now. So, measure service performance. Definitely how many deliveries were made on time and how many deliveries were delayed, it can be always measured. Okay, so in this way a retailer can reduce the standards gap. Okay. Then here mystery shopper, okay, let me say for example in a brick and mortar format, apparel store, let us consider. Customers complain that the customer service associates or sales associates are not very helpful in nature. If that is a complaint, okay, then what the retailer can do, he can arrange for mystery shoppers. We know these are actually, okay, company employees who are disguised as customers, and they walk into the store and they try to seek the assistance from the sales associates, and they can really find out whether the customer service is bad in the store. Okay, then you can bring it to the notice of the store manager and the concerned employees through a report. Okay. So, any questions on standards gap? Any questions? The example which I am giving, if you are able to track it properly without losing concentration, it is easy. Otherwise, of course, it is difficult. Yes. Online students, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Then the third gap, the delivery gap. It is the difference between the retailer service standards and the actual service it provides to customers. So, again keep track of the hypothetical example which I am giving about an online retailer. Okay, I am not taking any name, just I am considering an online retailer. Let us say the standard delivery time of an online retailer is 5 to 7 days and your goods are delivered on 10th day. Okay, is there a gap? Yeah, that gap is called as delivery gap. It is the difference between the retailer service standards. So, in my example, what is the standard delivery time? 5 to 7 days, and the actual service it provided, the delivery is actually made on 10th day. Then a delivery gap is created. Okay, simple, very simple examples also day to day life. Okay, I give, okay, cloths for laundry, ready-made apparels for laundry, and usually morning I give and I pick them up in the evening. So, couple of once or twice it happens when I go in the evening, He says, ಇವತ್ತು ಆಗಿಲ್ರಿ ನಾಳೆ ಬರ್ರಿ. What is the standard delivery time with my laundry fellow? 8 hours, 9 to 5. Okay, sometimes he says, ಇವತ್ತು ಆಗಿಲ್ರಿ. So there is a delivery gap. The standard is 8 hours and he delivered it after 16 hours or 24 hours. So that we call it a delivery gap. The gap can be reduced by getting employees to meet or exceed service standards. The online retailer should be able to deliver the goods within 3 to 5 days. Or the laundry fellow, instead of 8 hours, he should be able to deliver the pressed clothes within 6 hours, 4 hours. So the gap can be reduced by getting employees to meet or exceed service standards through training incentives. Same way, car service, car dealership, when you go, when you take your car, okay, they will generally say by this time you collect your car. So if the service station employees can be motivated or trained to meet or exceed the service standards, instead of 6 hours, if they can repair the car in 4 hours, okay, so this delivery gap can be reduced. So let us see how retailers are trying to meet and exceed service standards. So giving information and training. See, it is a very basic element of okay, the customer service, that the people who provide customer service, the employees who provide customer service should be aware about the standards. So if the company has not imparted proper training and knowledge to employees, employees might not be aware about it. So sometimes it might happen, you may enter into some argument or confusion and the employee says, "Nanagu gottillri, I don't know, I will ask and come." So what does that mean? The employee is not aware about the standards. Okay, so the employer or retailer should provide proper information and training to employees or those store employees who provide actually customer service. And providing instrumental and emotional support to employees. See, even employees are also human beings. Okay, so they will require certainly some devices, maybe some infrastructure, okay, as well as they should have a mental attitude to provide customer service. So if the employee himself is demoralized in the store, okay, can you expect him to greet the customers with a smile? No, he will not even go near to customers. Okay, then empowering store employees. See, sometimes employee will be put in a situation, okay, where he might have to seek permission from the higher authorities to provide customer service or to make a decision for customers. So if the store employees are not empowered or authorized to take some decisions, at least they will be demotivated. They will always say, "Go to seniors, I don't have authority." Okay, say for example this happens in hotel reception. Say you might have booked for a okay non-AC double room, and you find that okay, over the phone you have booked, then you find that non-AC double bedrooms are full, but the receptionist will always know which rooms are vacant, right? So AC double bedroom might be vacant, but this receptionist should be empowered. She should have authority to upgrade without any additional cost and without asking for any seniors. She might say, instead of going to other hotel, at the same price of a non-AC double bedroom, we will provide you double AC double bedroom. So we call that as empowerment. Okay, so a couple of times some products were damaged. Okay, even I recall at a more store, okay, there was a body spray can. I don't remember which brand it was. Then after a couple of sprays, the spray nozzle stopped functioning. I took it back to store. Okay, then see, it has stopped functioning, I want a replacement. Okay, then he said, "Wait here sir, I will ask sir and come." Means he was not empowered, not authorized to replace it. He went to the store manager and he sought his permission, then he replaced it, but after the permission of the store manager. So that would have been faster if employees would have been empowered. Simple decisions. And providing incentives based on customer service provided. This again can be done by taking customer feedback. Okay, so if we can, those who have made some observation in especially KFC, I have seen it. Okay, those who have visited KFC regularly, the employees wear some badges. Can you see them? And also in the KFC restaurant, they display picture of an employee, star of the month or star employee of the month, Okay, so those badges or that performance reward is based on the customer feedback. Okay, customer feedback on the employees based on whatever responsibility they were assigned. So based on that they receive the awards as well as some incentives. So for incentives, definitely the employees will be motivated to provide customer service. Okay, so any questions? Okay, so in the classroom no questions. Online students, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so that's it. Any example you would like to share? Delivery gap. See, even one of the good example is Domino's. What they promise, what is their standard? 30 minutes hot pizza delivered or it will be free. Okay, so remember that. So how the employees are able to deliver the hot pizza within 30 minutes. Okay, there are other factors also. Okay, but one among them is providing incentives, empowering store employees, providing instrumental and emotional support. See, Domino's provides those two-wheelers, right? Yeah, so like that, and giving information and training, okay, and so on. So if the pizza is not delivered within 30 minutes, a delivery gap is created. Standard is 30 minutes, delivery made after 35 minutes, for example. So a delivery gap is created. They do happen, but very rare, very rare. Okay, so then let's move on, or I think it's already time. Okay, so let us keep this for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last class of retailing management. Tomorrow my class is at 2:30, right? So okay, online students, anybody joined late?
No, sir. Thank you.